7mm is nice. It works especially well for, we have a little slip knot. It works especially well for, oh no, this is looking to be a big, nope, never mind. What was I saying? Yeah, the 7mm is good for like light worsteds. Like this would have been good for 7, but I'm using an 8. Um, Here you go. I'm using an 8mm because I don't know. I just started using an 8 and I liked it. Straight hooks for dishcloths, ones with cables for everything else. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, I would use the straight ones for this, but this fits on the hook. Here's the cord that I was using earlier with my blanket. Um, but this fits perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Yeah, there is no real science to the hook in Tunisian crochet other than big hook equals good. That's pretty much it. Use a hook size that's bigger than what you would use with normal crochet for what the yarn recommends, and you'll be good. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, you do benefit from keep doing that. I keep messing up my return passes today. I don't know what's up with me. Um, yeah. Figure out what hook works best for the yarn. It's usually between 1 and 2 hook sizes above what's recommended, and you'll be good. And also, change hook size to meet gauge if you have a project that requires a specific gauge. I've yet to try one of those because I don't really like patterns. I just kind of do whatever I want. It so people do say that it's the knitting crochet baby, and it is to a point. Um, you use a hook like crochet. You use a cord like knitting. You pick up stitches in a similar way to knitting. The only difference is once you get to the end of your work, instead of turning it and um instead of turning it and doing another set of pulling up the next loops, you do the return pass where you put chains in between the stitches. I'm not going to do it on this yarn actually because I don't want to frog anything. So you're basically making a chain between all of these stitches you're pulling up and you're locking them in place. And then you go to pull up your next set of loops and this is your chain up top here. It rotates backwards and compresses to make the solid fabric. That's essentially Tunisian crochet in a nutshell. So when we get to the return pass, I'll show you. Oh, oh, your best friend does Tunisian? Yeah. Yeah, I did read that. Oh, can't grab my yarn apparently. It's rough. So I was working on a baby, not a baby blanket. God no. I have no babies to give blankets to be honest. I was working on a blanket for myself earlier, but I kind of got tired of that. um, to me, knitting is looping. Crochet and Tunisian crochet is making knots. Yes. So knitting, you pull up the loop, and then you pull up another loop, and then you pull up another loop, and then you pull up another loop. That's Tunisian crochet. I mean, that's knitting to me. But you just do it stitch to stitch to stitch. So you get that purl back, which you can't see on this yarn because it's black. Your main, oh yes. I get the same issue with crochet. I can't tell my stitches apart. I have trouble counting in general. When you talk about counting crochet, forget it. I can't count as I go. I can't count the finished thing. I just can't count the thing. But with Tunisian crochet, you have very clear stitches. If I wasn't using black yarn, it would be easier to see, but what I'm going to do is increase the brightness on my thing, my light. So you still can't see it. Oh, look, that's bright. So you have these bars, and they're the stitches that you had previously pulled up. And you can kind of see it. Here you go. It's a little blurry, but you can kind of see the bars. There's a bar right here, a bar right here, a bar right here. Um, ooh, that was bright. Turn it up just a little because it's still black here. So you can very clearly tell your stitches. You can count them when they're all pulled up, and it'll just make your life easy. I don't have the extender on because this fits on the hook. So if I were counting my stitches, which I'll go ahead and do that right now. I don't know what my stitch count should be, so won't be able to tell if I'm off, but it's Tunisian is very not forgiving when it comes to like removing and adding a stitch. You will know. So you can tell that I haven't decreased. What I have done is down here I had a looser tension on my return pass, and up here I have a tighter one. And that would be fixed by blocking, but I don't plan on blocking this. So you can just count these loops, and that's your stitch count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 stitches. So we have 27 stitches on here. These are from AliExpress. I'll go ahead and grab the link. Thanks. Ash. Wait, are you talking about yourself or are you talking about me? Because if you're talking about yourself, that's good progress. I have no idea what's happening. Oh, that's nice. 4 more sound alerts. Are these for specific people? They're cheaper than when I bought them. I'm a little salty. They're like $5 cheaper. I know that's not like buying breaking money, but saved money is saved money. These are the hooks I got. They're from AliExpress. Um, they're very nice. Um, what I love best about them is their pointy tip. Here I have a little tiny one that I just shoved under my monitor stand. A little tiny one. These things are a weapon. They're very sharp, basically. You could hurt someone with these. Um, and that's exactly what you want with Tunisian crochet is a sharp hook. Because you have to get into those little bumps. And if you're getting into like pearl stitch bumps, pearl stitches are tight. It is hard to get into a pearl stitch unless you are an extremely loose stitcher. Personal sound alerts from the charity, that's awesome. Yes, TL Yarncrafts, she is like the queen of Tunisian crochet. If you do Tunisian crochet, you know who Tony is. And if you don't know who Tony is, I think there's something wrong. um, she did an amazing review on these hooks. And everything she said in the review was stuff that I would have wanted in a set of Tunisian crochet hooks. So I went ahead and I waited until they were off of pre-order and I bought them. And I actually have a set of knitting needles from the same company on the way, and the cords are interchangeable between the knitting needles and they are a swivel. Look at this. I can turn it. That's a swivel hook. It means you can turn this. The cables are swivel. If you need interchangeable hooks that are metal, I would get these hooks. I prefer metal crochet hooks. I prefer the solid ones like this. This is the normal crochet hook that I would prefer. This crochet hook. Like this is the normal crochet hook I have. It's very similar. I absolutely love these hooks. There are small Tunisian projects, yeah. This is a small project, I would say. It's a scarf. It's gonna take forever because it's not my main project. But you can do coasters, you can do rags, you can do headbands, you can do like a belt. A belt would be very quick. There are tons of small stuff. Anything small you can do in crochet, you can pretty much do in Tunisian crochet. There's even the Tunisian crochet in the round, which Bob was talking about earlier. That sounds. I've seen Tunisian crochet in the round. It looks awful to do. You have to have two. You have to have two. What's it called? Things of yarn going. That's great if you want cool colors, but I don't want two things of yarn going. I missed something from Pix, clearly. Partner party planning. When is your partner party, Pix? I'm excited now. You can't tell if it's regular crochet or Tunisian? Mira, just send me your patterns and I will tell you. But the easy way to know, and let me grab a project real quick. By the way, this is the yarn. Let's see if it'll show or if it's too bright. We'll turn the lights down for a second. So it's Knit Picks We Crochet Upcycled Alpaca blend. July 30th. Ooh. Took the week off work. That's great to hear, folks. I think you deserve it. So you'll be able to tell if it's Tunisian crochet or not because it will have this striping. These are the Tunisian crochet bars. If it doesn't have these at some point in the pattern, it might not be Tunisian crochet. And it doesn't have to. It could be knit stitch. But it'll, if it's under crochet and it looks like it's knitted, it's Tunisian crochet probably. There is a normal crochet knit stitch, I believe. I think I've heard that. But I don't think it looks the same as Tunisian from what I understand. But oftentimes it'll say in like the description if it's Tunisian. But if you're ever unsure, just send me a link and I'll let you know if it's Tunisian or not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Another raid. Ursa. Hello everyone. Ursa, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. See who came in. Another raid. Mirror, Ursa, Dan. Hi, Dan. Welcome in, guys. I appreciate the raid a lot. What were you working on today, Ursa? And Frosty Tools just decided it's gonna work. So we are gonna read Ursa's, and I think that'll be my first ever Frosty Tools shout out that I've read. In the land of Ursa Crafta, where creativity blooms, they craft and they game in cozy art-filled rooms. With a touch of dyslexia and ADHD in tow, Ursa carves, draws, and paints with a colorful flow. From bee-themed delights to fantasy at night, their streams are a joy, a whimsical sight. With a heart for charity and crafts so divine, they mix media magic of the places you'll go in rhyme. Hashtag good vibes. Hashtag artistic year scene. Whatever that means. That's awesome. That sounded great. That was a great Frosty Tools thing. Thank you so much again for the raid, Ursa. I do appreciate it. You were watercolor painting backgrounds to flower bookmarks? Ooh, Ursa, do you sell bookmarks? Because I want more bookmarks. I'm starting to get into reading again and I need bookmarks. Otherwise, I'll lose my place. I already have one from, oh yeah, our sign is, I now know what it is. Now I remember. Um, um, I want a bookmark from you now. We are working on Tunisian crochet. We're doing a scarf, and I think I missed something from someone else up there right when you came in. So we're gonna go back and see that. Bob said, I've made a couple Tunisian crochet baby blankets using the honeycomb stitch. Ooh, the honeycomb stitch is beautiful. It's amazing. Thank you, Dan, for the follow. I appreciate it. It's amazing, but oh my god. I lose count of what I'm supposed to be doing. I start simple stitching where I should be purling, and I start purling where I should be simple stitching, and it just becomes a mess. Oh no, Crafty. Welcome in. You do sell bookmarks. Okay. I am definitely going to check that out. Because I do love me some hand-painted bookmarks. No worries, Crafty. I appreciate you coming in anyways. Sorry Twitch left you behind. I had that happen to me the other day, and I was kind of sad. Oh my god. You did not just say that. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. We're just gonna pretend that never happened and move on. Yeah, I've heard Twitch leaving people behind before. Some people raid twice to get all the people. I have SiriBot post where we're going so that you can always just click that link of where we went and and yeah, you can just click that link. Do you know how to do the pearl stitch? Yes, I do know how to do the pearl stitch. Um, oh yeah. I do know that. That's what I did on my blanket. I just realized you guys can't see. I might move. No, I don't like that. Um, oh my God, cat. I'm gonna time you out. um, I do know the pro stitch, and I do know that you can do that. I did that on my blanket because I am not blocking my blanket. There's no way you're gonna get me to block a full blanket ever. I might make another blanket, but I will not block it. um, I'm going to block this because it's nice yarn. This has alpaca in it, and it wasn't expensive. I got it for free because of a gift card. But it's still very nice yarn. It's probably the nicest yarn I'll ever own. um, so I'm going to block this, and I just want it to all be simple stitch. So royal, I am not blocking a blanket. Because I want the blanket. There's a double simple stitch. Oh, I'm not getting bored with the blanket because it changes colors every 3 stitches. That's my problem with the cardi is that it's solid yarn, and I got bored. I got very bored. So I added the striping in it. But the blanket isn't bored because boring because it changes color every 3 stitches. So that's my problem. I get bored when things are the same. And I know that I'm like working on a project that's the same right now, but this is not something that I work on regularly. This is going to be something I work on, right? Like what my issue is right now, where I don't have anything else to work on. You made yourself a cardigan. I hope you really. Oh, that's a very nice blocking method. Yeah, just send me a DM on Discord of what you want, and I will try to find it. Tunisian patterns aren't all over the place. What is happening right here? What on earth just happened? Of course, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with Tunisian crochet, I find. There's patterns, they're not typically well written. The ones that are well written are projects that are going to take you like 6 months to do. I don't have 6 months to do a project. um, so I just freehand everything. This scarf, do you know how I measured how wide it should be? I put it up to my neck. I checked if it was wide enough to what I like. It was. So I started stitching. That is how I measured this scarf. There was no measurements with actual rulers or anything. It is literally as made to fit as it gets. I literally went to see if it fits. Because I don't have the patience to try to figure out a bad pattern. And like there's shawl patterns that are supposedly well written, but I can't figure out the math on shawls. It's too confusing. I don't understand repeats enough to be able to get it. I need to learn how to read patterns, is what I need to do. But then also half of the Tunisian crochet patterns out there, if you just look up Tunisian crochet and Ravelry, half of the patterns are wrist warmers that look like this, where it's literally just a folded piece of fabric. You literally just make a solid rectangle, fold it in half, sew the two ends together, and leave a hole for the thumb. That is not something you need a pattern for. That's something you can make on your own by doing exactly what I did. This would be perfect for a holder, however many stitches this would be, because it fits around my arm perfectly. That's how you measure. But yeah, and the blanket, same thing. I measured it to make sure that if I were laying down flat, it would cover me, my sides, and a little extra. And I'm just going to keep going until I think it's long enough and then do the other border. That's it. There are a lot of guides to do stitches, which I kind of hate. Like, we don't need 5 million guides on how to do the simple stitch. So I just watched TL Yarn Crafts, and that was it. I haven't found other people that do Tunisian that I like yet. The things you don't understand. Now that tangent was over, I feel like I got way more into that than I was planning to. I just don't. I get annoyed when things that should be so simple, like good patterns, aren't an option. It's just annoying. But yeah, if you DM me what you want mirror, I'll go ahead and I'll try and find a pattern for you. I've been narrowing down search results to better just find Tunisian stuff. Let me grab the shawl link. It was called the Alteria shawl. Alteria. Tunisian crochet. I'll I'll take a break in 2 minutes. So this is the pattern. It's called the Alteria shawl. It's a half star. I'll finish this row and then I'll take a break and I'll drink some water again. We do have about an hour and 2 minutes left for stream before we'll be rating out. But yeah, that's the shawl. And I started it. I bought it. I started it. And then I frogged it. Because I couldn't understand how I was supposed to do the repeats. It doesn't make sense in my brain When you're not adding enough stitches that another repeat is possible, how do you do another repeat?